macadamia nut looks like when it first comes off the tree. It's in a green husk, which we're going to have to take off, and yeah, well, somebody's going to need a bath later. Somebody's going to need a bath. Bring it up and you go whack. Whoops, it didn't work, so I'm going to try that again. I'm pretty wiped out after the coconut. So, I wanted to let you know that no matter how big or how small your property is, you can grow things to eat. Here's the kitchen garden, and we just have a very small space. And here is a little strawberry that I grew. You're gonna have that, and some kale. It's good to always carry your scissors with you, and some tomatoes. Ooh, these look nice. Oh, thank you. Oh, and nasturtium. These are great on top of a salad. That's the princess pony over there. And basil, because this comes in really handy if you're making anything that needs some added flavor. What else? Ooh, chives. So we'll snip these off and put them in something in a little while. And some spinach. This is the Hawaiian spinach. So it's got a flat, broad leaf to it. Very tasty. And just a little bit of mint for garnish. I think we're all set. See you in the kitchen. Aloha and welcome to my kitchen. It's a beautiful day out there, isn't it just gorgeous? I love being self-sufficient. I love sharing my knowledge about spirituality, creativity, self-sufficiency, and showing you how you can take things that are growing around your place and make your world more beautiful and more wonderful. I love the orchids that grow here in Hawaii. I love that we have pineapples. I love that we can grow tomatoes and things that we can eat and nourish ourselves, and potatoes and oranges, star fruit, nasturtiums. I have all these things. I'm going to prepare a wonderful breakfast because that's the most important meal of the day. I've also discovered that if you want to lose weight, you have to eat fat in order to burn fat. I didn't know that. I was eating all these low-fat things and wondering why I was never losing weight. So I'm going to show you how to make a really nice breakfast using some fats that are healthy for you and some strawberries. And I figured out the secret to actually cracking the macadamia nuts. Here's some spinach. And the pineapple, I'm going to take the top of it off so that when we go back outside, we can replant it so that there can be more pineapples growing. When I come in the kitchen, I usually do things in several steps so that I make things that can grow back in the yard and things that we can plant. All those potatoes, all you have to do is take and cut them into a bunch of little pieces and go and throw them in the dirt outside, and you'll be able to plant them in your yard. And also, things that are leftover tops of the strawberries, the guinea pigs really like them. It's important to feed things to the guinea pigs that they like so that they can stay happy. So we're going to take and plant this outside. We're going to plant these potatoes. We're going to slice some of these to make our breakfast, and we're going to grow some sprouts. The main ingredient in sprouts is seeds. All you have to do in order to grow sprouts is to get a little container that holds water, sprinkle a layer of seeds in the bottom, and then get it wet. You can pour some water over it and just let them soak, and before you know it, they'll look like this, and you can eat them in your salad and on your sandwiches. They're going to be great. And then there you can grow radishes. And you can even use jars and have them so that they grow up the top of the jars. Isn't that wonderful? So we'll have those on our salad and with our breakfast and maybe even with our dinner. See you in a little while. When you have free-range chickens, you have to be prepared to follow the chickens around and see where they create their nest. The way to do that is to listen for the sound. When they make a big old cackling sound, you know they've laid an egg somewhere, and if you follow them, you can find them. So these should be really good for our breakfast. Not too sure if this is a good egg or not. It might be. Let's see how this one is. Well, this looks like a really good egg. I've started cooking the potatoes, and one of the tricks I've learned is to have some cut up garlic and onions and some cut up peppers ready to go. It'll save you time in the kitchen. Oh, I just remembered I forgot to put my apron on. It's really important when you come in from the farm not only to put an apron on and cover your overalls up. I like to set a nice table with pretty things. We're going to have some apple juice this morning. I read somewhere that apple juice gives you more stamina than coffee. And it's also good to start your day with a wonderful thought, which is in one of my overall pockets here. I have this ready to go. I thought this was something wonderful to ponder upon. Should prosperity befall thee, rejoice not. And should abasement come upon thee, grieve not, for both shall pass away and be no more. So it's like no matter what's going on, be happy. So today I'm going to practice 3 virtues. I'm going to practice excellence, friendliness, and honesty. Every day I like to practice 3 virtues. See you in a minute. Okay. We've got our plate all ready to go with the tomatoes and some kale and chives. And now we have our peppers and potatoes and our fried egg. Try not to get it on the placemat. And we'll garnish with some sprouts. This would be a great breakfast, great way to start the day. Doesn't that look great? These are the leftover scraps that we had from breakfast. I'm going to plant this pineapple. I'm going to feed these lettuce pieces to the donkey. And I think I'm going to compost the rest of these tomatoes and strawberry heads. It'll be great in the garden. One of the principles of permaculture is to integrate things that are beautiful with things that are functional. So right here we have some landscaping plants, and they're real pretty, but you can't really eat them. They don't taste very good. But we can just pop a little pineapple top right here, and voila, it looks like a bromeliad, and it's going to grow nicely, and it's going to yield us some pineapples. And this is going to be a really good pineapple. This is one of the Maui Gold pineapples, and it will grow and flourish. Gonna roll on the ground. Come here. Come here. Oh, that's a donkey. That's my big donkey. He loves to roll around. Yeah, well, somebody's gonna need a bath later. Somebody's gonna need a bath. Yeah, someone's gonna need a bath. Come here. One of the problems you have on the farm is when the animals get out of their pen, especially the goat, and they do their own version of landscaping. This is a good example of what I call goat landscaping, where the tops of the bromeliads have all been chewed off. He doesn't just chew the whole thing so they're gone. He chews parts of them. The same thing with the anthurium, which is why it's very important that you have good fencing so that the goat will stay in his pen. Because if he's just allowed to run amok, he'll do this sort of thing all over the yard. The last thing the goat wants to eat, the weeds. So he'll eat all these things and all your favorite plants, including your orchids, your fruit, the palm leaves. In other countries, They have goats running amok, and they eat the trash. They eat plastic bags. They'll eat everything except the tin cans. We don't do that here. We sort of take our trash to the dump because we're more civilized. However, I have to keep the goat penned up. Otherwise, he's going to do this everywhere. So today we're going to look at the fence that is broken and see what we can do to fix it. We have a special guest coming later. I think you'll enjoy meeting him and learning about his version of how to do fencing. See you in a little bit. Dash, go have fun. Ooh, coconut. Hey, well, I'm getting there. One of the main reasons that I have a donkey is because he creates the best fertilizer in the world. And what do you do with fertilizer? You use it to fertilize. Here is some wonderful donkey dew, and we can just take this and put it around the trees so that everything really will flourish. People spend big bucks for this sort of fertilizer, and I have it all over the place thanks to my donkey and my goat. They are soil making machines. Okay, one of these guys is not a goose. Can you tell which one? Aloha, welcome back to the kitchen. What a nice time to take a break after all that work outside whacking the coconut and the macadamia nut around. So I'm glad to be able to come inside and fix something nice and nutritious for lunch and get dinner prepared, because for me, spending as little time in the kitchen as possible means getting more work done on the farm. I've got some fish that I'm going to marinate. Just going to pop it into a dish, put some garlic and onions that I've cut up earlier in the dish, and then I'm going to pour on some soy sauce and just let this marinate until dinner time. That way I don't have to do really much to get ready for that. I'm going to make a nice little green salad out of some of the green things we collected earlier. There's parsley, there's basil, there's romaine, kale, beet tops, chives, and some tomatoes, as well as some sprouts. And I'm going to put this in 2 dishes. That way I can have one salad for lunch and one salad for dinner without having to make another salad. There's been some fruit cut up already. I have some pineapples and some strawberries. Now I'm going to cut up some of this coconut that I worked so hard for. It's going to be so delicious. Some tangerines. You can just section these off. Pull some of the seeds out if you want to. Some apples. And star fruit. When these are sliced, they make beautiful little star shapes. Pop that in there. I found out also that there's such a thing as a professional macadamia nut cracker. This is what it looks like, and all you have to do is take your nut after you're exhausted from trying to smash it with a hammer or using a regular nut cracker, which doesn't work very good. All you have to do is place it in the macadamia nut cracker, pull it back, and look how beautiful it comes out. It comes out in one piece. And you can just put that in your fruit salad and then dish it up in a nice little bowl. I'm going to have this today for lunch with my salad and some iced tea. See you in a little while. Remember, the middle of the day is the best time to express the gratitude. If you really want to get rich, count your blessings. Hey, so what are we gonna do over here, Noah?
So pretty much what we're doing here is we're tacking up the fence so that the donkey can't get over it. And we've got our wonderful tool belt up here, and use any old tacks. We're using these little 16 penny nails. Pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drive the nail in a little bit, trying to make it look just like this side that's all tacked over. Bend it over enough to where I can hook the fence on it. Do a little bit grunt stretch work. I might have set too high a goal for myself. You know, I don't think that this post will hold it up high enough, but I think we can get it to where it looks like it's sturdy high enough.
That'll be great. Because if we can just fool the goat.
Oh yeah, the goat. The goat's the flyer.
Yeah, the goat is the flyer. The donkey's the pusher.
You grab the end of that?
Yes.
Okay, so I pretty much just bungee tied it to the tree and tacked it down to the post, and now I'm going to attach it to the old fencing here with this small wire.
Noah, thank you. I can't imagine him being able to get over the top of this thing now. Because when that goat gets out, he really does just run amok. So thank you so much.
Welcome.
Gosh, the farm's looking much better. Thanks to you. Wonderful. This is a fence and a gate that Noah built to keep the sheep inside. The sheep like to do landscaping too, but it's really great to have them back here in the MacNut orchard because they keep all the grass trimmed. Isn't it wonderful? What a great job they're doing. But they need to stay behind the fence. So, thank you, Noah, for making such a great fence and a great gate back here for these guys. We'll see you later, okay? Keep trimming that grass. They have a salt lick back here too. Keep them happy and some nice fresh water every day. It's a real challenge to know how to properly crack a coconut, so I thought I'd give it a crack. So, first thing you want to do is set it on a really hard surface. Don't use something that's going to be soft, and put some gloves on because you just never know what's going to go flying around. And we're going to use this really strong cane knife. And, oh gosh, I guess I should have taken my rings off. Gloves go on better. How you doing? This is Chris. He likes to watch me crack coconuts all the time, don't you? He says, yeah, I do. And then you take this thing and make sure that you have enough room to move without hitting any of your animals. And you just bring it up and you go whack. Try that again. And then once it's on there, well, we'll try that a little later. Let's see if we can crack a macadamia nut. Remember I told you that they come off the tree and they're green? And then later the husks open and then the nut comes out. And this is what you want to crack, but it's really hard to crack. But I thought, well, we got this. Oh, maybe this will work on the coconut. We'll try that. And we'll try the nut first. Okay, little nut. Oh, can't eat that one. Try the coconut again. I need the knife. Okay, one big whack. Okay, well, these are really hard to crack, you know. Let's try another MacNut. I won't hit it so hard this time. Just gently. Okay, well, here we go. These are really good. You don't have to cook them or anything. Just you just open them up and eat them if you can get them out. Okay, here's a piece. Okay, we're gonna have to wash this off, and this is what we got. We got one little piece of MacNut. So when you eat those cookies and they got big chunks in them, you can really appreciate how much work people went through. Hey, well, I'm getting there. Man, it's a lot of work. A whole lot of work to do one of these. This is going to make a great tree. I can just plant this Okay. I'm getting tired of this coconut cracking. Okay, this is the inside of the coconut, and what's really exciting about this coconut is, as you may have noticed, it has a sprout on it. When something is sprouted, it has that burst of life, that thing that just makes it so incredibly wonderful. And I wanted to talk a little bit later about sprouts, because when you eat something that's a sprout, it has like 1,000 times more vitamins in it than just the regular fruit itself. So this coconut has, I'm guessing, at least 1,000 times more vitamins in it than just a regular coconut. So look for the sprouted coconuts, and you can still plant these afterwards too, and just have a little taste. Tastes like cotton candy. Oh, this is good. It was worth all the trouble, I think, then. Really good. You can do it. You can crack your own coconuts and you can grow them. Just look for coconut trees. One of the things I'm asked most often is, how do you bathe your animals? Bathing a donkey or a goat is much different than bathing a small animal. The bath depends on the size of the animal. Today I'll be giving my favorite guinea, she doesn't like to be called a pig, a bath. Her name is Annie. Where are you? Hi, Annie. Annie doesn't like to be in very much water, so I only fill the tub up with just enough water so I can splash it over her. And I use usually a nice shampoo that has herbal ingredients. You don't need very much because they don't have very much fur. And just lather it around so that they're completely soaked with the soap. And then pour a little warm water over them to rinse them. And then, of course, some cream rinse is always nice. You may try to get out of the tub, but don't worry. You can just hold them down with your hand. Just make sure that they don't get their head under the water. And it's always nice to have some treats nearby so that they feel as though the bath pond is a wonderful and nurturing experience. Go ahead. Yum, yum, yum. Just rinse them off again. And it's good to have another towel nearby. You can take them right from the tub into the towel and wrap them up gently. And they like being all bundled up. It makes them feel nice and cozy. Yeah, feels very cozy. Then you have your blow dryer ready, and I usually start out on sort of a low speed, just sort of fluff dry them. And then I move it up to a higher speed. Once they're dry, I like to dab just a little bit of aromatherapy oils on them just to make them feel nice and nurtured. Wrap them up tightly in a little towel. And then some more treats. Guineas like to have cucumbers and lettuce and things that are nice and crunchy. And if you've never seen a baby guinea pig, this is what they look like. This baby is just 1 week old, doesn't have a name yet. Doesn't really need a bath yet either. So you can with Mommy. There you go. And that's how you give a guinea a bath. My favorite time of the day is when all the chores are done and I get to take my boots off, because these boots are hard to walk around in, and later on I'm going to go dancing, so I'm going to be putting on high heels, and it's very important, if you're going to wear high heels, to give your feet at least 10 minutes out of the boots and just let them relax. I'll be going up to fix dinner in just a minute. Okay, well, we've had a beautiful day today, and please remember that no matter where you are, you can have a beautiful day too. You just have to decide to make an intention and have yourself a beautiful day. Now it's time for dinner, my favorite part of the day, because I get to relax, keep those boots off, and cook something really nice. I made some fish that's been marinating ever since lunchtime, and now I'm going to slap